to another video. Now this is in the tips and showing you how to do things. I am going to zoom in ever so slightly for you so you can see a little bit more up close. Now these are just a slight range of pens that I have that I think will help you be able to create these looks, these letters, because some people have been asking me if I don't have a die cutting machine, especially the new people to scrapbooking. They want, like we all do, we want everything, but you can't have everything straight away because, you know, we're not millionaires. So I've pulled out a few things, a few pen sets that totally work with these letters. Now, these are the pastel, these are from Kmart. They're dirt cheap. They were probably only $2 at the time. These ones, likewise, these are brush markers. They're from Kmart. You can see the tips on them. See how they're nice and they're a brush marker. These ones have been my go-to pens. These are from Montmart and they go forever. The bonus to these is you get 2 tips on your pens. So you get the brush tip on that end, and then on the flip side you get the pointed fine point. So it gives you a little bit more bang for your buck. So whereas these are just brush tips, and yeah, so it sort of helps out. So let's stop waffling. I'm going to show you how I create the look I do with my pencils, with my pens, and right at the very end I'll show you, if you really don't think you can do that, this is a great alternative, this set. So this video will be a tiny bit longer and it is in real time, so I apologise if I go a little bit slow. What I've done for you is I've drawn out a couple of letters. So this is the alphabet in the lowercase. So if I'm going to write something in lowercase, this is how I would write it. Everyone's handwriting is slightly different, okay? So you might have beautiful cursive script and you might want to use that. I personally find this one, I'm going to call it fail-safe. It's super easy. You can see that I've drawn arrows on here. That's because that's where my light source is coming from. I have played with going this way or that way, and I find that it's more natural for me for the light source to come from there. What that means is your light source is coming from there, so therefore your shadow will be on the opposite side of the arrow. It's that simple. If you stuff it up, trust me, you really can't. Like, that's the lowercase, that's the uppercase, that is another lowercase that I have used before and not quite as successfully, so, but I thought I would show you anyway. Now, I'm going to leave the capitals, I suppose I'll leave those ones on screen so you can see them, hopefully, see most of them, because I guess you want to see how I do it. Now, I'm going to, for the sake of the video, I guess I could do, why don't I just do some with each of the letters. So this is a brush marker. I always sort of test them to start off with, just to get a little bit of how it's going to look. Now with this, I like to do a very, when I do my B's, I do them like that. I'm going to do some with the brush marker, do D. Now I'm doing these quite large because I like my E's to look like that, by the way. Or you can do your F like that. So you can do your E like that, or you can do your E like that. Your call. You decide. It's your scrapbook page. I'm doing these large, so they're the brush markers. Then you've got, we'll come in with a highlighter. I'll use a different colour because that's already green. F. Now with the highlighter, what I do is I actually hold it on an angle like this, so you can see. So can you see where see how it's sitting like that? So I hold it like that, and then I do my letter like that, and I hold the pen that same way the whole time. And I like to go over the edge of my letters because it allows you to, with your eye, if you do the bottom bigger than the top, it looks better with the drop shadow. Then I will come over here, IJ, okay, super simple. Now, I'm going to do the tricky letters. M, this is why you don't move your pen. N, it's going to give you, by using this chisel tip, it will give you an automatic wide and a narrow line. Now, why is that important? Because I'm no professional at this, but I do enjoy doing it, and it's a cheap way of getting a title and being able to do a lot, or a large title, you know, like a full quote maybe, or you might like a quote, you might like, I'll do some of these as well. These ones aren't as great, but you know, we'll mix it up a bit. Now, PQR, S. Now, S is one that gets me every time. I like to give it I like my S's to be like that, so that you've got a tail and you've got a top. That helps with the shadowing. That one tricks me up. These two here, they're the two that trick me every time, and I've done heaps of these. So just so you're aware, everyone does it. ST. You don't need me. I've done the difficult ones. So S and M are the two that are, I think, are the hardest ones to do. ST, what else was I doing? Did I do that one? I didn't do that one. Hang on, I didn't do my favourites. These ones are my favourites because I have these pens. Now, these pens I've had for quite a while. Let's do green. You do the lighter letter, by the way. STU. So hold the pen on the side. It's a brush tip. U, V, W is also, I'm going to really exaggerate that one. X, Y, and Z. So you can see I've used different pens, okay? I'm getting a similar result. These ones are, they're just a little bit drier, but it's also the way I've put it on there. And I think it looks a little bit more, how would you describe it? A bit more like graffiti-like sort of thing. Now, I like to do my drop shadows with either Posca paint pens. They are white, and I'm using white paper, so that's not going to work, is it? But either Posca paint pens like this, or I like to use my gel pens, my Uniball Signos, or in the case of these ones down the bottom, if you've got a second colour, you can do it like that as well. So it's completely up to you. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to use my larger ones so that you can see it a little bit better, right? I'll leave these here so you can see them, because you might want to just look at those. They might be easier. So I just come in. Now I turn. Now you've got to remember, this is your light source coming this direction, okay? So if the sun was up here, this is how its rays are shining down on everything. I know this seems ridiculous, but in order to improve, you have to practice. And if you want to have the confidence to be able to do this technique directly on your scrapbook page that you've just worked hours on, and you don't want to wreck it, practice is perfect. This is just computer paper. This is just printer paper, okay? Right, so because I do my light sources that way, that means that this side here is going to have the sun on it, and this side here is going to be in the shadows, okay? Also, when I do this, right, so then that side there is going to have sun on it. This side here will not. So can you see now automatically that's given that a shadow. Now I never, sometimes I do it and I stuff up. So, you know, we all do it. I don't draw that line straight through, and I don't draw that line straight through. Can you see I've left that gap? That allows for the shadow to, it just looks better done that way. Now, I'm just going to quickly do these so you can see this is real time. This is how long this takes me to do. Okay, inside here. Now, because this is really brushy, I'm just going to do a sketchy inside like that, and then down here, so you get that full shadow. It's because it's not really, and you just play with it. It's up to you how much of the shadow you want to see. Now, a C, you go on the inside of your drop down bit, right? Because the sun wouldn't hit that bit. But then you need to jump on the outside all the way around there, okay? And then on the inside there. Now, at first, when you start doing this, you're going to think to yourself, oh, they need to join up. Stop, take a step back and look at it from a slight distance. As soon as you pick it up and you look at it on a distance, you go, oh, hang on, there's a shadow there. Trust me on it. Trust me. I know boats. My brother says that all the time. Trust me, I know boats. I sunk one once. He says that all the time. It's my older brother. So you can see I'm just going around. Now the E, we just do that. If you want, you can do on that side a little bit like that. That's how I do that letter. When I do a solid E, like a normal, how we would normally do an E, I just do it like that. But because it's brushed, it looks a little odd. Where's a normal E? I've practiced normal E's here somewhere. There. See, that one's, see, I'll show you. It doesn't come to me as easy as you think. Like, I practice the daylights out of this stuff because if you don't use it, you lose it. And it's just one of those things. So in order for me to feel that I'm giving you value for money in your videos, I practice, I train myself, I get it right, and then I show you guys. Now, I used to do letters like this all the time, and when I was doing my mixed media journals, but I'm not really doing them anymore. But I really enjoy doing this kind of letter. So this is the highlighter that I'm using here. This is slightly different lettering. Now that's all in the shadow. Now the H, you just go down that side, that side, that side, and then underneath the bar, because that would give you a shadow, right? Sorry, my mouth is so sore. I've got sunspots. I've got one on my lip and, oh, it's hurting. Now, you've got the option to do on top like that. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. So you can see here, so on the A, I haven't done it on that one, but on the K I have, and the L. So it's completely and totally up to you. You can do it like that. It's your call, whether you like the look of it that way or the other way. Your call. Your call, your page. So I am going down there, there, and underneath. And do underneath on that side, because that would be getting a shadow. Don't carry it down that side because remember the sun's going to hit that side. Now, K, I'm going quickly because I'm very, very mindful that your time is precious to you as my time is precious to me. So I'm trying to do this quickly so you can see exactly how I do it in real time instead of doing it on a video. Now your M's, okay, your M's, I struggle with my M's and I struggle with my S's, okay? So with the M, so you've got the light coming this way. So I actually go to the end of my letter normally and I go, okay, that would be shadow. Then jump over here, that would be shadow. And then the outside would be shadow. I haven't drawn the best M, to be quite honest with you, but it's okay. It'll work. Now that technically is done. So if I tip it like that, you can see that there's actually, that's a shadow, right? Don't be, I have played with putting the line at the top of the M and I'll show you what that looks like. See, as soon as I do that, see how it's in the wrong spot and it doesn't look right. So don't be tempted to go, oh, there's not enough on there. Don't do that. Do that. That's the shadow that you're looking for. You can do the shadow down that side, but I personally like it without that, but to each their own. Now I'll show you on the N. Inside where the sun's not touching, inside where the sun's not touching, and bingo. So I'm going to just speed up now so you can see this is how I would normally do it, because sometimes you have to do it in a power scrap style, and don't overthink it. Enjoy the process, just be fluid with it. And yeah, you drop circles may not be exactly right every single time, but you know what? It's not the end of the world. If it's not 100% perfect, it's a scrapbook. It's your album. So, you know, I don't know why I did the top of that letter, but I did. Under there, under there. And now your S's. Wish me luck. I always mess these up. Okay, under here, then go under here, right? So imagine at this point that there would be getting some light. So we're doing the light this way, right? So that bit there's getting light, that bit's shadowed. Once it gets to here, you've got light on this side, and then you've got complete shadow on this side up until, so you go up until you're crossing over to the inside. So don't continue your line all the way around. Just when you get to there, jump to the inside, because that's where there would be a shadow. Okay, sorry, I'm just, and then do the same on the outside bit. So that's how you get your S to look like an S, okay, with your shadow. Then your T, like that, and your U, see how easy it is once you realize where the shadow is coming from, you can get that line beautifully. The other thing I was going to do is I was going to show you that one, and that one. So see your W takes a few more lines. Now I am, ooh, Lynn Craft's got a sale. That's pretty cool. Hang on, I did the light one, didn't I? Use the dark one, Karen. Now let's hope this one works. If you don't want to do black, you could do just the darker tone of the colour and sort of do tone on tone. You know, like green or red for Christmas, you could do this. This is when you want to do, you know, a title that might be Grandpa's sleeping off his Christmas pudding or something. You know, like it's quite a long title and you want to do it, because why not? You can do it like this, and it's a much cheaper way of doing it. I mean, if you've got a Cricut and stuff, sure, by all means. But sometimes I like to make my pages more mine. So, yeah. So, this is how I do it. Now, the Z, I always go under the Z just to give it, sort of ground it. And that's how I do my drop lettering. Now, if all that seems way too hard for you and you're not sure, you're not confident, you're just going, Karen, it's too hard, I can't do it. Here's your alternative, right? I'll pull out another piece of paper. Here's another idea for you. Whoops, hang on. Find one that doesn't already have colour on it. Okay, so we'll move that one up there because that's what we showed you. You can grab these kind of pens from Kmart. You can use a colour, you can use, they're called outline markers, and they will add a bit of metallic pizzazz. And this way, now I have to, okay, once you get them going, right, so you do your A, and this way you're getting that shadow and you're not having to go back over it. You can, if you want to make it thicker like that. That is something that I have learnt with these. And this way you can write kind of however you want. Like you might want to write Grandpa. You know, if you want to write Grandpa like that, you can. And then if you want the shadowing to be a little bit darker, go in and just touch it like that and see how it darkens around the edges like that. The inside, wherever you want it to be slightly darker, just run over it like this and bingo, you end up with your nice shadow. Like this. I'm being really messy now. Sorry, my phone's ringing on the side of me. My father-in-law. So there you go. You can use these pens to get the same effect, and you can also get, I mean, you can do it in all different colours. Da, 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 da. And then if you just want to go down, if you go over it, it will darken up that extra shadow line that's coming out the side. So this is, I'm going to say this is a foolproof way of getting a shadow, as long as, so you just write your word and then you just run over it and it will increase the shadow. There you go. See how it increased it? So you can do your drop shadow like that. So these pens are fantastic for that. They're from Kmart. They are cheap and cheerful, and it gives you another alternative to buying lots and lots of thickers and stickers and all that sort of stuff. And this is all different ways. I'm going to zoom back out for you. So it's all different ways you can create all different lettering style, and you can add these all to your tips and techniques that you can create your scrapbook pages with. Thanks for watching, guys. I know this one was a little bit longer for tips and techniques, but I think it was important. Thanks for that. I'll be back with another one soon. Bye for now.